Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Let me ask you a quick question. Picture this. You're walking down the aisle of your favorite store. You pick up a product, and bam! There are these beautiful earthy tones and words like conscious, ethical, or planet positive splashed right across the front. You genuinely care about your impact, right? But you're standing there thinking, is this for real or is it just a marketing trick? Well, if you've ever felt that way, pull up a chair because you are definitely not alone.
And that feeling leads to the exact question so many of us are asking right now. Okay, but how do I actually know if this is sustainable? And listen, I completely validate your curiosity here. Zero judgment. As sustainability becomes this massive popular movement, which by the way is a fantastic thing, more brands are waking up to the fact that we, the consumers, care deeply about the environment. But as that demand skyrockets, so does the sheer amount of clutter and confusion around planet-positive packaging. It's totally overwhelming.
And that confusion brings us to the core of what we're tackling today. We need to talk about greenwashing. Simply put, greenwashing happens when a company spends way more time and money marketing itself as sustainable than it actually spends on being sustainable. The really great news here, you absolutely do not need an environmental science degree to spot this stuff. Let's just walk through exactly what to look out for step by step.
All right, here is our very first red flag. Buzzwords without proof. If a brand is leaning super hard on phrases like eco-friendly, green, earth-conscious, or good for the planet, we've got to stop and ask, okay, where is the evidence? Because just slapping a little green leaf graphic on a plastic bottle doesn't magically make it good for the earth. A genuinely sustainable brand, they'll explain exactly what materials they're using, why those materials are a better choice, and how they source them. You see, sustainability isn't just a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's a rigorous, measurable process. If all you're seeing are buzzwords with zero explanation backing them up, consider your radar officially pinged.
Then we have this classic phrase, made from recycled materials. Sounds amazing, right? I mean, we all want to recycle. But honestly, this is one of the oldest tricks in the book. A brand will proudly shout about this one good thing just to make you feel great at checkout. But you have to ask yourself, what are they intentionally not telling you? This single claim is basically a misdirection technique. It's designed to distract us from the much bigger picture.
Because when they rely entirely on that one recycled material phrase, they're leaving out massive pieces of the story. Like who actually made the product? Were those factory workers paid a fair living wage? How far did this thing have to travel across the globe just to reach your doorstep? How much waste was pumped out during the manufacturing process? And crucially, how long is this product actually going to last before it just ends up in a landfill anyway? Sustainability is the entire journey of a product, guys, not just one single ingredient. So when a company highlights one tiny positive feature but goes completely ghost on all these other questions, that is a massive red flag.
So how do we actually test them? Well, the easiest check you can do is right on their website. A truly responsible, trustworthy brand wants you to know how things are made. They'll have these super easy-to-find pages labeled Impact Report or Supply Chain or Our Materials. On the flip side, a suspicious brand keeps everything incredibly vague. If trying to find their environmental info feels like some frustrating treasure hunt buried deep in the fine print at the absolute bottom of their site, yeah, they're probably hiding something.
The really crucial point here is knowing what disclosures actually matter. Look, you don't need the exact street address of every single factory they use, but you should know something. Responsible brands are going to disclose their manufacturing locations, their production partners, their general supply chain practices, and their labor standards. It's that simple. If a company claims to be highly sustainable but flat out refuses to say where or how its products are ethically made, there is a glaring gap in their story. And gaps, they're always worth questioning.
Now, this next red flag often surprises people because it is just so normalized in our shopping culture. When you see phrases like limited edition pushed constantly or endless buy more, save more flash sales, you need to be really wary. This right here is the overconsumption trap. Sustainability isn't just about what materials a product is made from, it's heavily about the volume of our consumption. If a brand is dropping new collections every single week and using constant urgency marketing to pressure you into buying right this second, they are actively encouraging overconsumption. And that is arguably one of the biggest environmental crises in the fashion and retail industries today.
Instead, we want to look for the true hallmarks of sustainability. Authentic brands focus on longevity, quality, and repairability. They actually encourage thoughtful purchasing. Think about it. A truly sustainable brand is never going to try and aggressively convince you to buy 5 items when you really only need 1. They want the piece you buy to last you for years, maybe even decades. So how do we verify all this? It all comes down to proof versus claims. Remember, literally anyone can type the word eco-friendly on a website. It costs $0 to do that.
But passing a rigorous, independent audit, that adds true, undeniable credibility. Depending on what you're buying, look for third-party certifications. We're talking things like GOTS for organic textiles, Fair Trade, FSC for responsibly sourced paper and wood, B Corp certification, or Okotex for fabric safety. If a company makes massive sustainability claims but has absolutely zero independent verification, it is definitely time to dig a little deeper.
I absolutely love this next quote. Real sustainability is messy. It really, really is. I want you to be incredibly careful of brands that sound absolutely flawless in their marketing. You know the ones where they claim they are single-handedly saving the planet with every purchase and never, ever mention a single hurdle. Honestly, that's not sustainability. That is purely a marketing department talking.
Instead of trying to look perfect, the most trustworthy, authentic brands out there actually admit their faults. They'll tell you openly what they're still working on. They'll share the really complex challenges they face in their supply chains. They'll even publish goals that they haven't achieved yet. It's ironic, but this kind of radical honesty about their limitations is a far stronger signal of authentic sustainability than a brand claiming absolute, impossible perfection.
Okay, let's pull all of this together into a practical tool you can use right now. I call this the 30-second test. Next time you discover a new brand, just run through these quick questions. Do they actually explain their claims and share material info? Are they transparent about production? Do they provide evidence or third-party certifications? Are they encouraging mindful consumption rather than just blasting you with endless sales? And finally, do they acknowledge areas for improvement? If the answer to most of these is yes, that's a brilliant sign. If it's mostly no, well, proceed with caution. This little checklist empowers you to separate genuine impact from clever marketing in literally under a minute.
The truth is, sustainable shopping is not about being perfectly zero waste every single second of the day. It's simply about becoming a slightly more informed consumer. You don't have to be a detective, you just have to know which smart questions to ask. If you found this explainer helpful, make sure to subscribe for more practical insights, conscious consumer tips, and behind-the-scenes truths. Because ultimately, the most sustainable purchase isn't always the one with the greenest packaging. It's the one backed by transparency and honesty. So next time you're out shopping, remember this. Don't just trust the sustainability claim. Look for the proof behind it. Before you go, ask yourself, what is one item in your home right now that you thought was green, but maybe wouldn't pass the 30-second test? Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you next time.